there, Auntie Jen here, and today I'm going to show you how to make Auntie Jen's gluten-free potato salad. It's really good, a little bit different, but I think you're going to like it. So let's get started. These are all the food items you'll need to make Auntie Jen's gluten-free potato salad. Okay, first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with our potatoes, and we're just going to peel these up, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you one of them here, and then I'll do the rest off camera. But we're first just going to peel the skin off. Okay, we're going to place it in our water. I have some water in this pan, so we're just going to put all of our peeled potatoes in here for now. First thing we're going to do. So I'm going to take a break here and let you watch this gluten-free tip, and then I'll be back after I've peeled the potatoes. Alright, we've got our potatoes peeled now, and now we're just going to take them to the sink and rinse them off. So let's do that. We're rinsing in cold water. Just kind of shake it around, make sure you get all the dirt particles loose so that they'll rinse off. I usually just take my hand and hold the potatoes in there and let the water drain out. I'll do this about 3 or 4 times. I always like to make sure I get all the dirt off. Do it once more. Okay, now we're just going to put some water in them so our potatoes don't turn black or brown on us. We always want to keep them in good cold water. Alright, let's get that done. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take these potatoes and look and see if there's any spots on them. We're going to cut those out, and there's a spot on that one, so I'm going to cut that out. Okay, now that I've got all the spots out, I'm just going to take and slice into it long ways, and then turn it around and slice long ways again at a cross angle. Alright, now we're just going to take and cut them to about 1-inch slices, because we want our potatoes to be kind of thick here for our salad. Okay, there's a spot on that. Cut those away. Same thing with this one. Cut into it long ways, about 1 inch apart. And then cut it sideways, leaving about 1 inch of potato to cut off. Okay, and you can see they're about that size. Alright, I'm going to finish doing this and we'll be back and I'll show you what else to do. Okay, I've got all those potatoes peeled, and what we're going to do now is we're going to rinse this one. We're going to drain this off and then rinse it one more time and then fill it up with water so we can cook it. So let's do that. Now you can put a lid here to hold your potatoes back and do it that way to drain it. But way your potatoes won't fall in the sink. And drain one more time just to get the starch and stuff off. Now we're going to fill it up, and we're going to put the water about 1 inch over the top of the potatoes. Okay, see what I've got? Now we're going to put it on the stove. Okay, now we're going to turn this on high to let it start cooking and boiling. And we'll be back here in just a minute and I'll show you what else to do while the potatoes are cooking. Okay, we've already got our potatoes on cooking. So while the potatoes are cooking, we're going to take our celery and we're just going to cut it into small chunks. About like so. And we're just going to cut all this celery up. This will help make our potato salad a little chunky. And it tastes really good in it. I think you'll be surprised. Okay, I'm going to show you too what we're doing with the radishes. I've already washed and rinsed both the celery and the radishes and cut off any bad spots. So we're just going to take our radishes, cut off a thin slice, and you can half them or you can put them into 4 slices, however you want to do them. I think I'm going to try to half them this time. But we're just going to cut all of these up. And I don't know if you can see how thick that is. But just different thicknesses. You don't want it real thick. Kind of thin slice, but not too thin either. Okay, I'm going to finish cutting these up and we'll be back in just a moment. Okay, we've got our radishes and our celery cut up now, and that's what it looks like. Now my radishes got kind of big, so I kind of cut them into little smaller chunks. You can leave them big if you want them that way, or you can cut them into little smaller pieces. So it's just up to you. Then I'm going to show you how to do the bacon. I've put 2 slices of bacon into a skillet and we're going to fry that now. So we're going to turn our burner on about 7, get it started. And you can also see that our potatoes are starting to boil. Now we want to reduce our heat because we don't want these potatoes to boil over. They will if you let them do it. So we're going to reduce the heat on the potatoes to about, let's go to about 5 and we'll see how that goes. And we're going to fry up our bacon. Now we want to fry our bacon to where it gets pretty crispy because we're going to crumble it up at the end. But I'll be back in just a moment and show you what it looks like when it gets a little farther along. Okay, our bacon's been frying for a couple of minutes now, so we don't want it to burn, so we're going to turn it over. And yeah, you can see that's getting like a golden brown. That's what you want it to do, and we're going to try to keep it as straight as possible. I don't know how that'll go, but we'll try. So we're going to fry it on this temperature still yet, on the 7, just for a minute or so. Then I'm going to reduce the temperature down. Now, one thing I want to tell you about the potatoes, you want to keep check on your potatoes because you don't want your potatoes to get mushy done. You want them just done to where they're soft when you stick a fork in them. But you don't want them to get mushy, or your potato salad will be mushy. So make sure you keep an eye on that as well. Alright, this has been fried a little bit, so I'm going to turn it again. Because once you start turning it, it seems to get brown fairly quick. Try to press down the end. Now I'm going to turn this down to about 5 now, just so we don't burn our bacon. I want it good and golden brown, but I don't want it burnt. So that's what we're going to do then. We'll just keep turning it over until it gets done. And once it is done, I'll be right back. Okay, our bacon's getting about done. I don't want to let it burn. So you can see it's starting to get a little bit black there. So we're going to take our bacon up now. We'll turn our burner off. And what you want to do now is take your bacon and put it on a paper towel and let it drain. You want to get all that grease off of there. And I'm going to remove the skillet from the burner. Alright, let's check our potatoes. It's not going to be too much longer on the potatoes. They're almost done. Now, earlier I put my radishes and my celery in the refrigerator. So we want to take that bowl out now because we want that bowl to be about room temperature. You don't want to put hot items into a cold bowl. It'll break it. So I'm going to get that out now and we'll let it get to room temperature and we'll be back when the potatoes are done and we'll put it all together. Okay, our potatoes are done now, so we're going to add them to the mix here. So let's do that right now. And like I said, they're just barely done. You don't want them to be mushy. And you're going to drain as much water off as you can from the pan. This is the slowest part. You just got to drain it off. Now you could save this and eat on it for a day or two if you want to, depending on what you got left. The worst thing that happens to it is sometimes the radishes will get a little bit soggy when you eat it as a leftover. So you just be aware of that, but it still doesn't ruin it, so you can eat it like that. Okay, I think I've got most of the potatoes out now, so I'm just going to put that in the sink. Okay, now let's add just a teeny bit of pepper. This is the big grain type pepper. It's what I'm adding, but I don't want to add too much because of acid reflux. It bothers me. So, but it does make it look prettier to have a little bit of that pepper on there. So I'm just going to try to barely sprinkle a few on here. Okay, see that's got a little bit on there. Okay, now we're going to add our mayonnaise. I'm going to try to stir this up just a little bit. Just to mix around our veggies just a little bit. Okay, now we get another spoon. We're going to put our mayonnaise in. Now I just like to put just enough mayonnaise just to coat it. I don't want a whole lot of mayonnaise in here. So let's start with a couple of spoons. We'll take our other spoon to stir it up in there. Okay, looks like we're going to need a little bit more, so let's add another tablespoon. And I just add this a spoon at a time till I see how much it's going to take. But like I said, I just want it coated. I don't want it really mushy on the, or soggy in the potato salad. I mean, some of my potatoes are crunching, getting a little bit mushy, but that's okay. Some of it can do that. I still got enough potato in there to be chunky. And that's what we want it to do, is have some chunk. Okay, now I'm just flattening it out. And you can see I do have just a coating on it. Okay. Alright, now we're going to take our bacon that we fried earlier and we're just going to kind of crumble it up on the top here. Just put it on the top of the potato salad. Usually about 2 pieces does it for the potato salad. And if you have acid reflux, you could even cut it down to 1 if you wanted to. It would just be like that. Or something similar. We still got a little more to go. The bacon gives it a really good flavor. So I'm going to put the 2 pieces in here that we did. But like I said, you can do just 1 if you want to. I have acid reflux, so bacon kind of bothers me. So what I'll probably do is not eat a whole lot of the bacon. I'll just scrape it off the top, but it does give it a good flavor. All right. Okay, there's we got it. Okay, I'll be back in a moment and show you the final product. This looks and smells delicious. So that's how you make Auntie Jen's gluten-free potato salad. I hope you enjoy it. And I'm getting ready to sign off, but before I do, let me remind you to subscribe and leave me a comment. Make sure to share, and I appreciate everything that you do. Thank you. Auntie Jen signing off. I'll catch you on the next recipe.